All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Lewis Howes, and we are getting started. Welcome to this presentation, which is bestseller in a weekend. And I am extremely excited about this presentation because one, we've got a very special guest expert who's going to be presenting and sharing with you all of her top secrets and strategies on how to write a best-selling book in a weekend. Now, a lot of people have the misconception that it takes a year or 2 years to write your book, but that's just not the case. It takes forever to find a publisher, and how do you how do you negotiate an advance, and how do you deal with finding a printer if you're going to do it on your own, and all these different things that are struggling and challenging that really are obstacles that hold us back from getting our message out there to the world. Now, I know a lot of you are experts. You have an expertise in something, or you have a business, or you have a message that you want to get out there to the world about something you know. How many of you are like this? How many of you really would love to get your message out there? Go ahead and chat in the chat box. Let me know that you're interested in getting your message out there to the world. Even write down what your message is in a quick couple of words. What is it you would love to share to the world about people? Go ahead and type that in the chat box on GoToWebinar. I want to see some of these responses coming in here throughout the presentation. Seeing a lot of people chiming in right now, still people logging in, so I really appreciate this. This is going to be a really game changer next 60 to 90 minutes for everyone who's on this presentation, because Alicia Dunhams is an expert in teaching people how to write a best-selling book in a weekend. She's got an amazing system and a formula that I've witnessed over the last couple months of going through this process and seeing actually in real time how she has helped lots of experts really get their message out there. And you can see Alicia Dunham's right there on the screen. You should be able to see that screen right there. But really, she's helped dozens of experts, thought leaders, figure out how to write their book. But not only write their book, write it in a weekend and get it out there to the world. Really share their book, which has helped them increase their coaching fees, help them increase their consulting, help them sell more products, help them get more media attention, really become an even bigger thought leader in the world, in the space that they're writing about. So this is all about how to write a best-selling book in a weekend. How many of you would love to learn, or who would actually enjoy being able to write a book in a weekend and then get your message out there in the world? Go ahead and type that in if you think you would love to learn how to write a book in a weekend and then make it a bestseller in the weekend as well. So go ahead and type that in, and I'm seeing a flood of yeses. Would love to. That's going to be amazing. Absolutely, I would. Yes, of course. I would love to learn how to write a book in a weekend. Awesome. You guys are all in the right place. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pass it over to Alicia Dunhams to let you guys know exactly how this is going to be working. And I'm going to be interjecting throughout this because I know what she's going to be talking about, but this is some exciting things that you guys are going to all want to make sure you pay attention. Now, I told Alicia she needs to give you some of her best information on this. So be prepared to take down some notes over the next 60 to 90 minutes. And at the end, here's what she's going to do. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Alicia is going to show you everything of what it takes to write a bestseller in a weekend. Then at the very end, a lot of people still realize they need some more advanced training. They need some kind of hand-holding. They need some accountability. They need to know exactly what to do at what times and how to structure it. So she's going to give you kind of the blueprint, but at the very end, you're going to have an opportunity to be able to work with Alicia and go through her training even more so that you can guarantee that you get this done in a weekend. And she's going to share with you some great case studies as well of other experts just like yourself who were paralyzed and could not figure out how to get a book out there, went through her training, wrote a book in a weekend, became a bestseller on Amazon, and then went on to getting even more success. So without further ado, we'll pass it over to Alicia Dunhams.
Lewis, thank you so much. That was a wonderful introduction, and it's amazing to be here. Thank you for everyone who's on the call today.
Now, you're welcome.
Yes. So I'm excited. So you gave me a shout out on Twitter. So I'd love for people who are on Twitter, at Alicia Dunhams is my name. Say hi there. I'd love to see you on Twitter. And as we get started, as Lewis was talking about, we have people from all over the world on this call right now, which makes me really excited because I'm able to work with people now from all over the world. I was only working with people one-on-one or in live workshop settings, and now I'm excited that I can work with people from Australia to England, Germany. These are all people who I have worked with just in the last month. So I just know that you're in the right place. You have people on the call. We have hundreds of people on the call right now. If you're tired of thinking about writing a book and you really are ready to actually do it, I am really dedicated to my client success, and so that's really important to me. Another reason, if you know you're in the right place, is if you're ready to package your knowledge, your expertise, and begin to profit. So taking what's in your head and actually productizing it. We'll be talking about that today as well. And you're ready to create more visibility around your current product and service offerings. We're going to be talking about Amazon. We're going to be talking about search engine optimization today. We're going to be talking about having a book as a lead-in to your other product and service offerings. And it's really a win-win to get that book done. So I want to talk, before we get started, is a little bit about myself so you can get to know me. I am the creator of Bestseller in a Weekend. And in the last 5 years, I've helped more than 100 business owners just like you go from idea to author in record time. I've also helped those people become bestsellers on Amazon in their category. Now, on average, my clients experience an additional 5 figures of revenue in the first 12 months after completing their book. This is because of additional speaking engagements, consulting, appearances on TV, creating other information products. So they see that creating the book is really the momentum, the injection your business needs to take it to the next level. Additionally, I not only talk the talk, but I walk the walk, because I wrote my own book in 2007. And even just in this last year, I signed with William Morris, which is a talent agency in Los Angeles, to turn my book into a reality TV show. So I have a picture of me and my daughter there. My daughter, Isabel. I was a single mom for years, and that's one of the reasons. One thing it's really important to me is to teach my daughter entrepreneurship. And so she sees me walking the walk. And I talked a little bit about my book, and because of my book, I have appeared on TV. I've been on Good Morning America, Oprah, Friends Radio. I just recently appeared on the Ricki Lake Show. There's a picture of me right there. I'm the brunette. I've also appeared in the Los Angeles Times, Sirius Radio, and the Steve Harvey Show. And there's a picture of Steve Harvey right there holding my book, which is a self-help book for women called Goal Digger. That's Goal Digger. And that's all about achieving your goals. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that today as well. So some of the reasons why people want to write a book. Now, this is something that I ask potential clients, why do you want to write a book? And these are usually the list, the things that they say they want to do. Number one, first and foremost, is to establish credibility in your field. And I think this is truly important because, especially in the age of the internet and just the global economy that we're in today, is when people are Googling you and researching you and using Amazon as a search tool to find out about you, if you have a book, you're establishing that you are credible, that you are an expert in your industry. Another reason why people write a book is to secure paid speaking. I have several clients who come to me and they want to write a book so they can actually get paid speaking gigs, keynote speaking gigs. So speaking engagements and keynote speaking is one of the highest paid professions. And actually, one of my clients, she was a business coach charging hours for dollars, something that we'll be talking a little bit more about today, and kind of having one of these business, again, it was a business. She was working, but she wanted to take it to the next level. And now, after she's written her book, now she no longer is doing business coaching, and she is strictly a keynote speaker and being hired by Fortune 1000 companies to do full day trainings in-house to their HR department, etc. So she's being paid for her knowledge versus actually doing something. She's being paid to appear. Another reason why people write a book is to attract more clients. It's a great way, first of all, to be discovered online, discovered on Amazon, Google, to grow your subscriber list. Really, writing a book is a great way to actually utilize and use, like Amazon, for example, and the billions of people who use Amazon to purchase books and to purchase other products, to find out about you. So you can use your book to grow your list, attract more clients. Another reason is to gain expert status. So I know, Louis, you wrote the book, you've written 2 books on LinkedIn, and that was kind of really what was a huge momentum for your business in becoming a thought leader, especially in the industry, in LinkedIn and social media.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, writing a book, I was doing a little bit of income before I wrote my book. I was still making some money, but it really wasn't game changer income. Once I wrote my book on LinkedIn, and then I wrote a book about webinars, it just propelled me into becoming in a very elite class of experts who actually had books. I think at the time, one other person had a book about LinkedIn. Now there's like 30 or 40 books, but really, I was able to kind of be in that elite class, charge more for speaking, charge more for consulting. My product about LinkedIn, my training product on LinkedIn, I was able to sell more because I was more credible. So it just increases your value as in your business, your products, your services, and everything else combined by having a book. It's almost necessary. If you really want to take your business to the next level or your brand, you have to have a book today because so many people are getting books in the industries that we're in. And you need to have one or else you're just never going to be as credible as the next person is.
Absolutely. And the next thing is, generating TV publicity and exposure. Writing my book, I, just in the last couple of months appeared on the Steve Harvey Show, on the Ricky Lake Show, I was on Oprah and Friends. And this was, within weeks, in 2007 when I wrote my book, within weeks I was being booked on radio and TV. And one thing I found interesting is that writing a book really, it's a game changer. It takes you to the next level. So I know, Louis, you're really big on developing relationships and honing relationships and with thought leaders and people
right.
who are, and so writing a book, when I wrote my book, I actually picked up the phone and I was calling thought leaders like Laura Langmeyer, who's a New York Times bestselling author, Christine Comerford, Marcy Shimoff. These are all New York Times bestselling authors. So within weeks of publishing my book, I was able to call them. They would pick up the phone and answer my phone call because I tell them, I wrote this book and I created a seminar for them to speak at. And they said yes. So it's really a game changer in that way.
Exactly. I mean, for me, I don't mean to interject, but for me, having a book also allowed me to then become a writer on Forbes and Entrepreneur.com and also get a lot of different news segments because with the book, news sites automatically assume you're credible and they're going to work with people who are authors over people non-authors any time of the day. So if you want to get more press, you've got to have the book as well.
Absolutely. And as I always say, who is the TV producer going to hire? Are they going to hire the expert with the book or the expert without the book? Of course, they're going to hire the expert with the book. The same thing goes for event planners. They want people who are obviously tested and proven in their expertise. And so they see the book really vets the speakers. It vets the go-to experts on TV. So another reason why people write a book is to create multiple streams of income. If you are an expert and you haven't written a book, that means you are regurgitating basically on phone calls every day to the same people. Your expertise. You need to actually package that, where you package it in a way that you can actually sell it. I mean, think about Susie Orman. She's a financial expert, a financial advisor. But now she actually doles out her information, and she probably has over a dozen books now. So she doesn't, because we only have so many hours in the day, Louis, So how many, especially when we're in a global economy, can you talk to everyone in the world? Can you have a lunch with everyone in the world? No, you can't, but everyone in the world can purchase your book. Search engine optimization, we're going to be going to this in depth soon, and that's basically Google is prioritizing books. They actually are bringing up books that are on Amazon, so that are keyword specific. In terms of a book that is the keyword driven, if your book is a certain keyword, they will pull your book up. And so that's a reason to write a book. And then, of course, also creating a product. So you have something to sell at the back of the room. You have something to sell on Amazon. You have something to sell on your website. So let's talk a little bit about Amazon. And Amazon is just a huge force. It is bigger than life, and I call it the Amazon effect. And really, Amazon is monopolizing the publishing industry. It's a giant. It knows how big it is. And really, its main purpose right now is to make money, of course, and is to drive Kindle sales. So really, Amazon is wanting everyone to purchase a Kindle and is actually driving Kindle book sales down so they can sell more Kindle devices. Now, the reason they're doing this is so they can monopolize the market. For example, they have the KDP Select program, which encourages authors to exclusively sell their book on Kindle, Amazon's Kindle, versus putting it on, Nook or iBookstore. So they exclusively sell it for 90 days. Also, Amazon is very mathematically driven algorithm. So the way they place books there, the way that they're doing a lot of things with ranking authors and ranking books and categorizing books, really, at the end of the day, Amazon wants to drive Kindle sales so they can actually own the marketplace, and they indeed are. It is the #1 retailer search engine. It's really the buyer search engine. So where people go to Google, they are researching stuff. When people go to Amazon, they're looking to buy stuff. So if you, as a service provider, as a coach, as an expert, if you are not on Amazon, this is really problematic. So I think the question I have for everyone on the call today is not if you're going to be on Amazon, but when you are going to be on Amazon. And so this is really the time to write a book. And in terms of Amazon, they are making it super simple, super easy for authors to create content because Amazon has unlimited shelf space. They want your content, and they're going to make it really easy for you to create it through Kindle, through print on demand. And so really, they are just delivering an audience for you. And so Amazon being the #1 retail search engine, and probably on the scope of search engines, I would say #3 overall after Google and perhaps YouTube, you really want to make sure that you have a presence on Amazon, and that's by writing a book and an ebook. Okay, so here's a client of mine. Her name is Dr. Marie Jin. And I spoke earlier of keyword-driven book titles. So the formula that I really, what I really talk about in terms of bestseller in a weekend and what we're going to learn about in this webinar as well, is that the formula to create a winning book title, a title that's going to sell, is a book title that is keyword specific. So this book is Asian Beauty Secrets. And she comes up #3 out of 1,540,000 results. And you see that Google has pulled the Amazon result over the YouTube result. So she is appearing #3 by writing a book because Google says, if this person might want to buy something, so I'm going to pull back a product in the search results. Another one of my clients, Dr. Reggie Melrose, her book is You Can Heal Your Child. Heal Your Child brings back 30 million results, and she comes #3 on this result. So they're saying, wow, this person obviously wants, maybe wants a product with Heal Your Child. So they actually bring back two products. There's two books here. One is Healing Your Child, and then the other one is by my client, You Can Heal Your Child. And it's interesting, the number one entry here is a blog entry, because Google will always prioritize original content. That's why, every business owner should have a blog. And that blog entry is a blog entry about my client's book. So really my client is at number one by having original content written about her book, and then her book comes up number three. Here's a client of mine. This is the woman Heidi Sloss, who was a business coach and is now a keynote speaker and a trainer for Fortune 1000 companies. I don't know if anyone's heard of the term Fortune is in the follow-up. That brings back 129 million results, and she comes number one with her book. So the proof is in the pudding here. If you want to be found online, if you want to differentiate from your, quote unquote competitors, if you want to be seen as an industry expert, writing a book is the way to go. And having a book on Amazon is definitely what you want to do. Okay, so I don't know about you, Louis, but there's a lot of reasons why people don't write a book. Obviously, they maybe think that they don't have time, or they're not an expert. They don't have anything to say. Well, I'm going to debunk all of those myths during this call today. So first of all,
really quickly, Alicia, I want to hear from the audience, what is the biggest reason why you haven't written your book yet? So go ahead and type in the question box, why have you not written your book yet? Let me see your responses. Lack of content, not enough time. Fear of failure, says Jennifer. Not knowing how, says Karina. Don't know where to begin, says Kim Swan. I think it's too hard, says Jane. Don't know where to start. I hate writing, says Sue. I mean, I am horrible at writing, and I think you're going to address exactly for those that hate writing. I stand in my own way, says Giselle. I don't know where to start. Thinking and time and thinking, I do not know enough, says JC. I'm not an expert. I suck at typing. Fear. Yes, not an expert. Hate to write. So, okay, we're getting hundreds of responses coming in right now. So this is good, because I know you're going to address concerns right now.
We're going to debunk all these myths and these fears, and we're going to move forward. And that's why it's so important to have someone who's done it before. I mean, success leaves clues. And I've done this hundreds of times. I have had people who say they can't write. I've had people who hate to write. I've had people who don't consider themselves an expert. I have people who are not confident. They don't feel like they have anything valid to say. And I don't have time. I mean, that's the one of the reasons I created Bestseller in a Weekend is that was the biggest thing. I don't have time in my schedule. And believe you me, there are so many people who have these feelings. So everyone at home is not alone. The good news is that because I always see these fears, is I created a program where we bust through these fears. And this is really important to me, because I think that as business owners, as leaders, as thought leaders, as messengers, that we are doing ourselves a disservice and also our audience a disservice if we're not getting our message out in the world in a big way. And so really that's my kind of goal in life, is to help my clients who are just doing magnificent things, help them get their message out in a big way. So if you can't write a book, that's good, because we don't write a book during Bestseller in a Weekend. We do write a book, but we do it in a very special way that I formulated. If you're not an expert, you know what? I think everyone is an expert. And one way that we can get around this is I've had people who say, I'm not really an expert, but what they do is they curate other content, or they interview other experts. Because really there's a lot of books out there. I have a client who really didn't consider herself a dating expert, and what she did is she went out and interviewed dating experts. So she thereby became an expert by really curating this content and interviewing other experts. So we're going to talk about that more later. I don't have anything to say. We all have something to say. And if we're in business, we absolutely have something to say. And I don't have time. Well, we're going to delve in right here and actually do some work on this call. And let's get started now. And so really how I start Bestseller in a Weekend and how I want to even talk to the people on the line right now is really, we all have audiences and we are all helping people in some way. So what I want everyone to do at home is to do this introduction. And it's as simple as this. And Lewis, I want you to do this as well. So I can say, hello, my name is Alicia Dunham. I help business owners become best-selling authors quickly so that they can establish credibility, attract more clients, increase visibility, and make more money in their business. So you see, I defined my target audience, the value I provide through my business, and the results that people get. So Lewis, I would love for you to do this and also for the people at home to do this, because by determining these three elements, we will determine what your book topic should be about.
Okay, so I did this like a month ago when I first saw this presentation. I forget what I said, but I'm going to try to do it again. So I'm gonna try to come up with mine, but what I want you guys to do is type in exactly what yours is as well in the question box right there. So as I'm saying mine, go ahead and type this in. So you'd say, hello, my name is, and just fill this out, but type it in as you're filling it out for me, and then share it for me, because I'm going to read off some of your answers as well. And again, there's hundreds and hundreds of people on here right now, so I'm very excited about this. Okay, hello, my name is Lewis Howes, and I help entrepreneurs learn how to build an online empire so that they can have freedom and flexibility in their life. So that's
awesome.
That's what I would be saying.
Love it.
Right there for mine. So what is your guys' I guess introduction for this? So go ahead and type yours in really quickly. Give you guys about 20 seconds for this. I want to see what you guys have.
Yes, type it in. And so we see that your target audience is entrepreneurs. The value you provide them is you help them build online empires so that they can have freedom and flexibility.
Exactly. So Suzanne, or Susie, says, hello, my name is Susie Babio, I think I said it right, and I help people get younger and healthier so that they can avoid the pitfalls of ill health and aging. Okay?
Nice.
So I say, hello, my name is Darlene. I help business owners so that they can focus on running their business and not do the administrative tasks. Hello, my name is Jennifer. I help dentists attract their ideal patients so they can have less stress, more fulfillment.
Nice.
Darrell says, hello, my name is Darrell. I help CEOs with business development in the daily deal industry. Let me see here. There's a bunch of you guys who are writing in right now. Let me see what this one is. This is interesting. Hello, my name is CJ. I help scuba divers have the best underwater experience so that they are not only enjoy diving, but learn the hidden treasures that the majority of people never ever get to see on their own.
Love it.
Let me see a couple more here. This is a good one. It seems very clear. So Leslie says, hello, my name is Leslie. I help small businesses harness the power of social media so they can grow their business. There's a lot. There's literally 100 that are coming in right now. So I don't want to read it. I'll read one more, and then we'll move forward. This one says, hello, my name is Al. I help entrepreneurs resolve their life dilemma so that they can become entrepreneurs. So they can become the entrepreneurs they always wanted to be. That's interesting. Okay.
Good.
So all you guys are writing this down. This is great. What I want you guys to do is actually get out your piece of paper and write this down, or type it in open up a new document, type this down, because this is kind of like the formula for what you're going to get started with, for what Alicia is going to be sharing with you for the rest of this presentation. So go ahead and write that down really quickly so you have that in front of you, because it's going to make it much clearer on what your book is actually going to be and how you're going to write it.
Yes, Lewis, this is the foundation of how we create your book and your book topic. And, you know, everyone should have this down anyways. If you're a small business owner or a service provider, you should be able to, in a clear, quick, and concise way, let people know how you help people. Because I always say that a confused client doesn't buy and a confused colleague doesn't refer. And so if, because I know how to refer you, Louis, and you obviously know how to refer me, but if it takes you 10 minutes to describe, what you do, and if you have, 500 things that are going on at the same time, then people aren't going to trust their clients and their colleagues with you. So you need to you need to show the universe you mean business. And that's by being clear, quick, and concise, and knowing who your target audience is, how you help people, and what results happen. I mean, this is the foundation of business right here.
Exactly.
So when everyone's written that down, I'll move on to the next slide.
Let's go ahead and keep moving. People are going to keep writing it down. Can you reread it one more time just so people have it and if they can write it down really quickly and then we can go right on.
Absolutely. Hello, my name is. I help target audience. B, do have the value you provide so that the results.
Perfect. So go ahead and write that down, everyone. Add yours in there if you haven't already. Feel free to type it in the question box, and then we can get going. I'm going to let Alicia move forward and kind of give you guys the next content that you guys need after that.
Absolutely. So now we're moving on to how to determine your book topic. So a lot of people say to me, oh, I don't know what I'm going to write about, and they have so many ideas. And I created Bestseller in a Weekend with a series of 5 formulas throughout the weekend, so that we are clear, quick, and concise on what your book is going to be about. Because the thing is, we talked about Amazon at the beginning of this. Amazon wants you to write lots of content. Amazon is actually ranking authors. So the more books you have, the higher you rank on Amazon. So this is, this might not be your last book. You'll get a book out, maybe you'll write another book. Because the more niche and focused your book title, the better. Again, my Dr. Marie Jin could have written about, beauty secrets or skin beauty secrets, but she wrote about Asian beauty secrets. So she niched down in her topic. So it's very important, and we're going to have a case study. It's very important to make sure that you are clear, quick, and concise, and you're very focused and niche, because this could be one of many books. So how to determine your book topic. So in the last exercise, we determined who your target audience is. So to determine the topic of your book, I want you to answer these 3 questions. Who is your target audience? What's their headache or their pain point? And how do you solve it as a business owner? So answer those 3 questions. So I'll go first, and then Louis, you can go. So my target audience is business owners, people who want to write a book. So what's their headache? Is they want to write a book, but they feel like they don't know how, they don't have the time, and they don't know where to begin. How do I solve it? I solve it through a 3-day workshop where I help people write a book quickly. Okay, Louis, you go.
My target audience is entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs or small business owners. And their headache is they want to grow a bigger platform and audience. They want to get more leads, and they want to have a bigger platform. And I show them how to do this through my training, my workshops, and my courses.
Yes, and I think as we have people filling in theirs in the question field on GoToWebinar, I think your headache particularly is a target audience is small business owners who maybe want to go online. What's their headache? They don't know where to start. And you teach them really the A to Z on how to create an online business empire.
There you go. See, Alicia's a pro, and if I was doing this on my own, I wouldn't be getting it the best. So you want to make sure you listen to how she's explaining this, because that's where you're going to get the real value out of this book.
Because your topic for one of the workshops you've done was how to create an online business,
right?
And that's how to launch an online business, and that is that's a solution to many business owners. So detailing how to launch an online business would be an amazing book for you.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Do we have anyone who has answered those 3 questions?
Yeah. Go ahead and type this in. Let me see. Target. Rose says target is couples. Headache is conflict in their relationship. How to solve it. Teach them techniques to help them become reconnected and have fulfilling lives. Steve says, ordinary people as a target, personal finances, and educate them. I don't know if that's as specific enough as it needs to be, but that's where you would be working with Alicia on the advanced stuff to kind of really narrow down what that is. Let's see this.
Really narrow down.
Yeah.
Really narrow down, because the thing is, I say niches equals riches. And I also say, the more wide you are, and what is the saying? It goes, the more wide you are, and how does mild wide? Oh yes. So it's better to be 1 inch wide and 1 mile deep than 1 mile wide and 1 inch deep.
Right.
That's it. I needed to kind of figure that out again. But that's really important, because sometimes we, as business owners, we want everyone to be our target audience, and we want to solve everyone's headaches. But really, we're not doing ourselves a service, especially because of search and how people are searching online. People are searching their problem. How do I pass the case interview, which is actually going to be our case study in the next slide. How do I get pregnant? How do I launch an online business? How do I cure my back pain? So you have to be really focused in how you're solving people's problems, because that's how people are searching online.
Exactly. One more, then I'll let you continue on. There's about a couple hundred of you just went through this, and we're typing this in right now. But the last one I'll say is Camille says single women in their 30s is the target audience, not finding Mr. Right, and they're lonely is their headache, and giving them a dating strategy is how she's going to solve it. So there you go.
Yeah, giving a dating strategy to find your future husband. What is the dating set? Is it a 5-step dating strategy? Is it a dating strategy on how to find your future husband online? How to find your future husband at the club? It's how specific and
Up in the club.
So that's perfect. And the more niche, it's better, because one thing I do during Bestseller in a Weekend is we use Google keyword search to find the subtitle of your book, actually using what people globally are searching for on Google. And you want those keywords in your title and your subtitle of your book. Nice. So we're going to go on to one of my favorite case studies, which is a book called Case Interview Secrets. Victor Chang is a mentor of mine. He is a prolific author, his CEO coach, and he specializes in this very, very niche topic, which is the case interview. So the title of his book is Case Interview Secrets, and the subtitle of his book is A Former McKinsey Interviewer Reveals How to Get Multiple Job Offers in Consulting. And so a little bit about Victor Chang, is he's a former McKinsey consultant, and I'm just reading from the back of the bio. And he mentors thousands of aspiring consultants via his articles and video tutorials at caseinterview.com. As a candidate, he passed 60 out of 61 case interviews. So obviously, Victor is very, very much an expert in his subject. Now, what I'm going to ask you is the same questions we asked before, which is, who's his target audience? What's their pain point? And how does he solve it? And so this is just kind of to clarify the last exercise that we did, and to show that Victor is not trying to appeal to the masses. His book doesn't need to be a bestseller in, health and wellness or dating. His book is a bestseller in interviews, in job interviews. So his target audience are MBAs who want to get into consulting, want job offers in consulting. Their headache is passing the case interview. I guess this is a wicked test that only people really in this niche know about. Personally, I didn't know about the case interview when I worked with him on his book. And then how does he solve it? Well, he successfully teaches MBAs how to pass the case interviews so that they get multiple job offers in consulting. That's his solution. That's what he wants to do. And this is for a very niche target audience. So I want you to apply the same formula to your own business. And I think it's very important. And so one thing Victor does, and he's a perfect example of of why someone write a book. He's establishing credibility. This will get him expert blog posts and appearing on TV. He also is using his book to build his email list. He had a successful Amazon campaign that he built his email list through just generating leads from Amazon. And he also has an information product business where the book is a lead-in, really advertising his website so they can go and find out more information. Much of it he gives away for free, and then also he has some paid products. And so he's using this as a perfect example as getting the publicity, the credibility, and then leading into his online business. And I think if a lot of you are, of course, from Lewis's list, you're looking to launch an online business. And so it's a perfect, really a perfect strategy for internet marketers, coaches, consultants, to write a book. So we've determined who your target audience is. We've determined their headache, and we've determined how you are going to solve it. So the next thing we're going to look at is how to select a title that sells. Now, going back to Case Interview Secrets, a former McKinsey interviewer reveals how to get multiple job offers in consulting. Really, I have a formula on how to determine the title and the subtitle of your book. Now, the title is the noun, and the subtitle is the verb. So really, this formula, if you go to any nonfiction or business category on Amazon.com, you will see that 9 out of 10 of the titles and subtitles are pretty much built on this formula, where the title can be really anything, but the subtitle really is the verb, and it tells your potential reader at the end of the day what they are going to learn by reading your book. So, Case Interview Secrets is the noun, and the subtitle is a former McKinsey interviewer reveals how to get multiple job offers in consulting. Now, when Victor and I were working together, I originally said, we originally created the subtitle as how to get multiple job offers in consulting. But we felt that his McKinsey status, and McKinsey is a consulting firm, we felt that that was so keyword rich that should be in the subtitle of the book because people are Googling McKinsey. And so we added that kind of preface to the subtitle. So a former McKinsey interviewer reveals how to get multiple job offers in consulting. And so just as you have an elevator pitch that I led you through, you will also have an elevator pitch for your book. As I mentioned before, 9 out of 10 business and nonfiction books really kind of adhere to this title. Any Seth Godin book does. And so we'll just kind of use the elevator pitch at a Seth Godin book for example. So Permission Marketing teaches how to turn strangers into friends and friends into customers. So Permission Marketing, and the subtitle of his book is Turning Strangers into Friends and Friends into Customers. So it adheres to that model. It doesn't have the how-to, nor does your book need to have the how-to. But it's good to kind of use this formula, which I'm going to reveal now. And this is the formula, and I'm sure I actually want to test on you, Lewis, with your book title. And I'll just kind of use Victor as an example, and also Seth Godin. Is hello, my name is Victor Chang, and I'm the best-selling author of Case Interview Secrets, which teaches how to get multiple job offers in consulting. I just left out the preface to fill this formula, but we can use Seth Godin's is, hello, my name is Seth Godin. I'm the best-selling author of Permission Marketing, which teaches how to turn strangers into friends and friends into customers. So, Lewis, I would love for you, since you have a book, is to use this as your elevator pitch to introduce your book.
What would you say mine would be?
What's the subtitle of your book?
I don't even. I mean, this is a made up book. So this is just like.
Oh, this is your new book. This is your new book. So my name is.
This is a book that I haven't. This is just an example of a book that I could do. It's not like the actual book I'm writing, but.
I would say this. My name is Lewis Howes. I'm the best-selling author of, and the title can be anything, but the how-to is how to launch an online business, or how to build an online empire.
There you
go. So basically the subtitle is really the solution. It's the solution that we're giving to our target audience.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Does this make sense for everyone so far? You guys kind of like, you guys understanding all this? You guys making sense of this? Is this exciting you guys to see how this system, you can really break it down, and it makes it a lot easier for you to kind of go through this process of writing a book? Let me know, chime in really quick if you guys are getting this and if it's really coming more clear for you. And I'm seeing a bunch of yeses, excellence. Subtitle info is really helpful. This is very clear. This is cool. Someone said totes. What's up, Molly King? Said totes. And a lot of people are chiming in. So awesome. Let's go to the process. Awesome.
Good. And it's interesting because we did this webinar before last month, Louis, and I got an email from someone who watched the webinar, and he already had a book done, and he said that he followed the actually the bestseller strategy, which we're going to be jumping into pretty soon here. And he said just by watching this free webinar, after doing it and doing the tips that I gave him in this webinar, he became a bestseller. So it's, I think everyone's going to get a lot of value. I know we're delving into a lot of stuff that's, covered in an hour. We're going through, the topic of your book, the title, the subtitle. But we're also going to go into bestseller strategy pretty soon. But everyone write this down. This is the elevator pitch, because when you write a book, it should be clear, quick, and concise. If it takes you 10 minutes to describe what your book is about, you've missed the curve. You have, fallen off the curve. You need to have a book that's like, hello, my name is, I'm the best-selling author of, which teaches this. And that way, when you're in an elevator with someone, whether it's an event planner or a TV producer, they're like, oh, I get it. You teach people how to build online empires. You teach women how to find their future husband online. And so if it takes you 10 minutes to describe, my book's about this, and then you have lost, you've fallen off the curve, and you really need to go back to the drawing board. And so we start with these formulas because it's really important to be, very clear about who you're targeting, again, what their pain point is, and how you solve it as an author, as a business owner, as an expert. Okay, so we are moving on, and right now I'm just going to really highlight my bestseller in a weekend process. This is the process that we go through during the weekend. Now, at the beginning of the call, we talked about some of the things that some of the fears people have, that they can't write a book, they don't know how to write, they don't know how, they don't know what they're doing, they don't have the time. And this is really what I've been highlighting at the beginning of this call is what I go through during Bestseller in a Weekend. Really, it's a hands-on workshop where I'm taking you through this 5-step process on how to write your book, but I also have a 5-step process on how to publish your book, on how to market your book, and how to monetize your book. So number one is we determine the topic of your book. And so you've seen examples of some of the formulas that I use there. Then we list some of the core concepts. These are the chapters of your book. These are the core concepts that will support your main topic. So we have exercises to really determine those concepts. Then we brainstorm questions. These are questions from colleagues, potential clients, your Facebook friends, your professor from your college, people that have questions on your topic. And so what I do is I drill down in a really simple formula on how to create your book content. And so for the people who do not like to write, good news, because Bestseller in a Weekend is a process that I create where we actually use dictation and transcription to write your book. I have other strategies that we use during the weekend where we interview thought leaders. I've had people who contacted people during Bestseller in a Weekend. I mean, people like Jack Canfield, people like Jay Levinson, people, significant leaders, people who said yes, I'd love to be an interview for your book. So there's different strategies we do during the weekend, but this is one of the core strategies. So we record that audio and then we transcribe words, which creates the content of your book. So I want to go back to Mr. Victor Chang here in Case Interview Secrets, and I know we went through who his target audience is, what their pain point is, and how he solves it as an expert. And here's a little formula on how you determine your book topic. So the solution to your client's problems is the topic of the book. And the topic is the subtitle. So we looked at Seth Godin's book, which is Permission Marketing, Turning Strangers into Friends and Friends into Customers. So his target audience, of course, is like business owners. Their pain point, of course, is this is a marketing book. Their pain point is like, wow, how do I convert the leads that come into my website into paying customers? How do I do that? Using social media. And what he's really saying in this book and the solution to his problems is like, hey, look, you need to turn these leads, your social media followers, into friends, and then you can turn them into customers. So that's his strategy there. And so by reading this book, you'll discover how to turn strangers into friends and friends into customers. So this is his solution to his client's pain point. Going back to Victor Chang, he's teaching people how to get multiple job offers in consulting. How do they get multiple job offers in consulting? They do that by passing the case interview. So in the title and the subtitle in this book, it's very keyword specific. He has case interview, which is it's a very keyword rich word, both on Amazon and Google. He has in his subtitle, he has job offers, he has consulting. He is consistently, Victor Chang I'm talking about, is consistently a bestseller in the consulting field on Amazon. So he's really hitting job interviews. He's hitting, when you actually go on Amazon and search for case interview, his book comes up. So he's not only solving his client's problem in the subtitle, that they know what they're going to be able to get, the result. What is the result they're going to get by reading this book? But his title is also very keyword specific. So I want to stop here. I know we're covering a lot of content to see if there's any questions that anyone has in regards to what we have covered.
Let's wait till we do all the questions at the end, because I think there's a lot of questions that have been coming in throughout, and I've been just waiting because I want to make sure that we get through the content, and then we'll do about 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A at the very end, if that works for you.
Absolutely. Okay, so everyone, you've been taking notes so far. We've talked about creating, first of all, we determined your business introduction, your target audience, the value you provide, and the results that they receive. Then we determined your book topic, which is who's your target audience, what's their headache, and how you solve it as a business owner. Then we determined the title and the subtitle of your book, and the subtitle is that verb. And the subtitle is really how you solve people's problems. And then we looked at the elevator pitch, which is that you are the author of the title, which teaches the subtitle. So it teaches that action verb. Now we're going to delve in to how to become a bestseller on Amazon. This was this content has helped people who even have a book already on Amazon become a bestseller. And this is a 5-step strategy that you should all take notes on. And the first thing is to ensure you are categorized in super niche categories on Amazon. So as we started off this webinar, Amazon is really driven to make money. It's completely capitalistic, and rightly so. They're working hard. It was one of the .com forerunners, and it made it. And it has the lion's share of attention. It is a beast when it comes to book and other as a retail site. And so through this, Amazon is really making it easy for you and me, authors, content providers, to sell their content online. So to make it easy, they give us tools. And one of these tools is to categorize your book in super niche categories. And we will see that as an example of one of my clients, this is actually an anthology book where there were 51 women who contributed to this book called Nothing But the Truth, So Help Me God. And she became a bestseller in feminist theory. And so this is the anthology, so it was the editor and 51 authors. But they not only became a bestseller in feminist theory, which their book is political and about feminism, but they became the #1 and the #2 categories. So both their Kindle version and their paperback version became a #1 bestseller. So the thing about Amazon is what you're seeing is a lot of the books that I have shown is they're super niche. So Victor Chang, he doesn't need to be in feminist theory, obviously. He needs to be in consulting and job interviews. So you need to be where your target audience is. You don't need to be where your target audience isn't. So, so really focusing on niche categories. So one way we do this is going to Amazon.com and looking up your competitors, who's online, who are some people who have a similar business as you, and what categories are they on. It's so interesting. I do this exercise during Bestseller on the Weekend where we actually come up with 3 to 5 categories that your book should be on in Amazon. We look at the competitors. We look at other thought leaders in your industry. And what we find is most publishers, these are traditional publishers and smaller independent publishers, most publishers don't even know how to categorize their clients' books. To me, it's completely outrageous when I see really like New York Times bestselling books or, books by a significant thought leader not being categorized. And so when they're not categorized, that means that they are not in a particular category on Amazon. So they are not trending in their category, because you can be a #1 bestseller in your category on Amazon, but you might not be a #1 bestseller overall. But again, you want to be where your target audience is. You want to be, if you're writing a book on wellness, you want to be in the diet category. If you're writing a book about dating, you want to be in dating or, mate seeking category. If you're writing a book about marketing, you want to be in the marketing category on Amazon. So you want to be, the more delved down you are, the more books you are going to sell. So that's #1, is ensure you are categorized in super niche categories on Amazon. #2 is you conduct an Amazon book buying blitz during a 24 or 48-hour period. I think Tim Ferriss, he just had an amazing 4-hour body giveaway a few years ago, where not only he became an Amazon bestseller, but he became a New York Times bestseller. And so really what you need to do, and the book marketing, it's so funny. During Bestseller on the Weekend, we start book marketing like on day 1. You haven't even, attended the first webinar, and we're marketing your book on Facebook and we're marketing your book on Twitter, because really book marketing is an experience. It's really creating an environment of anticipation for your tribe, your colleagues, your friends on Facebook, the people who are following you. So it's not, oh, I'm going to write my book in secret, and then, I'm going to work on it for 6 months, and then the day it comes out, I'm going to let all my family and friends and tribe know. Doesn't work that way. It's really about creating an environment where your friends, your colleagues, the people you interview, thought leaders, everyone knows you're writing this book, and they're contributing to it. They are promoting it. They're pre-promoting it. They're helping you with the cover design. They're helping you with the title and the subtitle. This is the stuff that we do during Bestseller on the Weekend. I think it's so important to pre-market your book, because the people that you're talking to, the people that you're engaging, are the people who are going to buy and promote your book. So,
Alicia,
yeah?
I just want to make a quick comment. This is probably the most important part of the information, and I know we're about to go into about 60 minutes of content right now. We're going to be going a little bit longer. Again, as I said, it was going to be 60 to 90 minutes. It's going to be going probably into the 75 to 90 minutes. But this is the most really important part. You can have everything optimized in the title and amazing content in the book. It can be the best content in the world. But if you don't learn how to promote it. You don't learn about the marketing and the pre-selling. And doing this within a 24 to 48 hour window, then you're not going to get your book out there, and it's not going to matter as much. You're not going to make any money, and it really doesn't matter what you do beforehand. So as lame as that sounds, sometimes it doesn't matter how amazing the book is written. If you can't learn how to promote it and market it, then you're missing the whole point of getting your message out there to the world. And I think everyone on this call is here for a reason, because you have an expertise, you have a message, you have a higher calling, and you want to be able to get your message out there for more people to hear it, so that you can help them solve their problems. You can help them serve more people, and really help them improve whatever part of their life you're trying to improve, or their business. So we've all got, similar goals. We want to share our message with the world. But if you don't know how to do this, then you're going to miss out on the opportunity of sharing that message. So make sure to pay attention during this moment here with Alicia, but also she'll be talking about this. For those that are interested in doing bestseller in a weekend, you'll learn exactly how to do this as well in the training. So go ahead, Alicia.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, because you can work so hard on your book, coming up with that perfect title and subtitle, but you need to get it out in the world in a big way. And that's why Bestseller in a Weekend not only covers literally from idea. People walk in, you don't even have to have an idea. I help you create what your book title is going to be, the topic, etc., but all the way to making it a bestseller. And then even beyond that, how to use your book to make more money in your business, and how to get your message out in a big way. And so I know we're covering a lot of content. So number 2 is conduct an Amazon book buying blitz during a 24 to 48 hour period to really get your message out in the world in a big way. Number 3 is to create a book launch team. And this is a book launch team of bloggers, other authors, community leaders, people with lists and tribes. Now, I have a special way of doing this. I mean, one thing I always say is, if you want to align with thought leaders and people of significance and influence, then you interview them for your book, because then eventually they have a vested interest. They want to see it do well. And you're building that relationship. Relationship building is something we do during the weekend as well. I have an assignment where people actually, it's very scary, but people are reaching out to thought leaders like yourself, Louis, and asking them, what can I interview you for my book? And it's really wild. It's a really exciting thing, because what's happening during the weekend is you're not only writing your book, but you're playing bigger. You're playing in a bigger way. You're stepping into a bigger self, and you're doing things that really scare you. But because you're in a community of people doing it as well, and because I'm like your leader and I'm holding you accountable and making sure that you live life in a bigger way, it happens. It feels good. It's just such a great energy thing. So creating a book launch team, this is something that we even start building those relationships, people that will help you promote your book. Another way to become a bestseller on Amazon, and also this is a significant strategy to become a New York Times bestselling author, is to organize bulk book purchases from associations and professional organizations. This is huge, having Fortune 500 companies, to associations, to meetup groups, to anyone buying your book in bulk. It could be in lieu of your speaking fee. You can do a whole speaking tour around that, and just people buying your book in bulk and you appearing in person. So again, another strategy to become a bestseller. And utilizing Amazon's tools. We touched on this briefly, but Amazon has great tools from their print-on-demand publisher to Author Central to Authors Rank and Kindle on how to become a bestseller. And here's an example of Daniel Pink, who's not only a #1 bestseller in creativity and sales and selling in his niche category, but is also a #3 and #5, #7 bestseller in Amazon Author Rank. So what Amazon is doing is they're not only showing the importance of the book, but they're showing the importance of the author as a thought leader. I have some examples. Here's Victor Chang again. He's #4 and #5 for his niche category on Amazon. Again, Case Interview Secrets. #4 in consulting. This is just continuing using Victor as a case study and showing how his book continuously is a bestseller on Amazon because he's in those niche categories. When you actually search case interview, he comes up #1 on Amazon. And so right now, I really want to kind of share some of the stories of people who have attended Bestseller Weekend and what's happening now. In this picture, I have Anna Marie Sanchez, who's a client who attended Bestseller in a Weekend just about 1.5 years ago. And here's her picture from idea to best-selling author. Twice a year, I do a big book launch party for clients. Some of my clients appear at these as featured authors. But I just want to tell you a little bit about Anna Maria. She was a holistic healer and a Reiki healer, so very much in kind of the healing world, had a private practice, small practice, and she attended Bestseller in a Weekend in June 2011, and literally a year later, she was asked to speak at the United Nations about the atrocities against women and to end global violence against women. And here's a Facebook post for her. And Louis, you and I are talking. You wrote a book, and you recently spoke at the White House as a young entrepreneur.
Yep.
And so it's just a game changer. And Anna Maria says writing her book is called Girl from the Hood Gone Good. Simply put, changed my life. Mara Williams was the #1 bestseller in disease treatment in Amazon, and I just want to tell you a little bit about her vision to reality. Now, I know, Louis, you talk about making change and really creating impact in a big way, and this is a perfect example of someone who, could very much be in a victim state. I mean, she has a daughter with Lyme disease. She's a nurse as well, and so she's a caregiver for her daughter. But she wanted to take this message of Lyme disease awareness out in a big way. So she decided to write a book, and she attended Bestseller in a Weekend in June 2011. Immediately, she started having TV appearances and book signings in August, September, October. She became a bestseller on Amazon in disease treatment. These are just the months after she attended Bestseller in a Weekend. She's been featured on chronic disease blogs. She's a foremost expert in Lyme disease and actually spoke in Washington, D.C. As well. So she's traveling the country speaking. And she just recently got funded for her own house, which is like a healing institution for people with Lyme disease. So literally in a year, this gives me goosebumps. In a year, she's caregiving for her daughter. She's staying at home with her daughter. But then she's like, I'm going to take this to the next level. And in a year, she wrote her book, became a bestseller. She's speaking in Washington, D.C., and she has created her own healing house within 1 year. I mean, just the power that we have to change not only our lives, but the lives of others. And I just love sharing her story because she's a woman with a vision, but she doesn't sit on her laurels. She did something about it. And so I'm really, I've been thinking about Bestseller in a Weekend. I've been doing this for several years, and I've been working with business owners on a consulting basis. All together, I've been doing it for 5 years, helping people write their books quickly and become a bestseller. But I've been thinking about the people that I've been like, wow, really passionate about, and the people are really making changes. And I think Bestseller in a Weekend, it's for people, like ourselves, Louis, people who are service providers, internet marketers, business owners, people who are committed to success. They're committed to getting their message out in a big way. And I really, not only are people, changing their lives, maybe they're making more money, but they're getting their message out in a big way. And that's why I'm really excited that I'm able to do this in a virtual capacity now. It's such a cool thing. This is someone from just last month who attended my virtual Bestseller in a Weekend, and just a few days before, as I go back, after Bestseller in a Weekend, she was #1 in photography. She wrote a book during Bestseller in a Weekend called 100 Lessons I Wish I'd Learned Sooner as a Photographer in Business. And she took the strategies, and she actually became a bestseller in professional photography on Amazon.com. She said that this experience pushed me off my butt to take some action, and it introduced me to like-minded people who are a great community to stay with.
Now, really quickly, Alicia, I mean, leave it here for a second. For those of you who have been thinking about writing a book, maybe you've had an idea for writing a book this year or the last 5 or 10 years, but you still haven't done it. Or maybe you've written a book and you still haven't become a bestseller yet on Amazon because you didn't know how to. Look at this as an example. Here's a woman who wanted to write a book, and she's been putting it off. She signed up for Alicia's Bestseller in a Weekend program, which is a virtual program, which we're going to talk about here in a second, and hit #1 in professional photography, which is her category. So now she's a bestseller on Amazon for photography, which gives her a lot more credibility. And she did this all within like a month or two after she did the weekend. So she wrote the book, and she put it out there shortly after and reached bestseller. I mean, if you could have someone or something that could show you the exact process of how to write this book, and you could get this all done in a weekend and then release it within the next couple of weeks and become #1 on Amazon for that category and instantly propel your status as an expert for your category, how valuable would that be for you, your career, and your business? Just think about that for a second. Imagine within the next month, you have a book written, an amazing book that showcases who you are, your business, your personality. You get it out there to the world. You hit #1 in the category on Amazon. You're instantly filled with more credibility and expertise and known as a thought leader now in that industry. You're able to get more TV appearances. You're able to get more leads, more customers. You're able to increase your pricing. How valuable would that be for you? How much would you pay in order to get that done in the next month? For me, it's extremely valuable. And I wrote my first book. It took 10 months. 10 months and probably around $7,000 to do all the graphics and all the design and the proofreading and the layout and the editing and the stress and the time and the energy it took away from me growing a business. It took me 10 months to do this. My second book took me a little less. It took me about 6 weeks. I did it much faster. I didn't know Alicia's system before I wrote my first 2 books, but I learned how to write it faster. And getting it done faster allows you to propel yourself into expert status much quicker. So visualize what it would feel like to have a book on Amazon just like this. See your picture, your book up there, and be #1 on Amazon within the next month. How would that make you feel? Imagine what you could do when you say to your friends, yeah, I wrote a book on Amazon and hit #1 bestseller in this category. Imagine what that would feel like for you, for your business, how proud you'd be of yourself, and what that would do for your business. Just take a second to imagine. Feel free to type in the question box how it would make you feel if you could do that. And I think it's extremely important for you guys to visualize this, to think, okay, within the next month, I could be here as well. All I need to do is follow this system. So with that, go ahead, Alicia. I'll let you continue on.
Yeah, it was amazing. The one thing that I'm really excited about is Bestseller in a Weekend, the virtual boot camp, is we have this amazing Facebook community. And so it was like a party. People were having the times of their life. And that's what I was thinking, like, who is Bestseller in a Weekend for? And Bestseller in a Weekend is for people who, to me, they are dedicated to success. And they know they're not going to hold back. They know that within this month, they can become a bestseller. And then that's going to lead to this engagement. And that's going to lead to becoming, a speaker on this webinar. And that's going to lead to launching this online business. And that's going to be leading to being on TV. And that's what's really, this Bestseller in a Weekend, and especially me and my coaching, is for people who grab life by the horn and just ride it like a Kentucky Derby, and have a great old time. And so we had such a party that weekend. And it's, I know it's like sometimes you're like filled with fear. Oh, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough. And we bust through all of that. I mean, we don't even have time. I had someone, a testimonial from the last week, and she's like, we didn't have time to doubt ourselves because you just had us going, and going. And so you can't even imagine what you're doing by the end of the weekend. I had people saying that I changed their life, that I changed their life and the way they saw things. So not only are you part of this weekend, and it's a lifetime membership, you have access, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, but you have this awesome community of like-minded, dedicated business owners who really want to achieve success. I have another result from the weekend. This is, he's actually a writer himself, Adam, and he came to Bestseller on the Weekend to write his own book because he is so used to co-writing and ghostwriting other people's books. And this is just an example of, sometimes people are like, it can't be done, or, and all of these different things. And he's like, even if you're a skeptic, it's like, he's like, there's no bigger skeptic than me. And the weekend is, in terms of, I've created it, the formulas that I've created, the structures that I've created, the assignments, the social media exercises that we do, literally from day one, you do not have time to think. We are moving forward. And not only, Louis, you haven't even kind of experienced the last bit of the weekend, in which I really delve into people's businesses on how they're going to use their book to make more money. I have a concept called Bestseller Profit Mastermind, which is how to create six figures beyond by becoming an author. So for this call, I'm really excited, is we are actually having a special. Now, I do Bestseller in a Weekend as a live event, and I've been doing it as a live event for the last couple of years, and it's an investment of $15.97, and that's me, hotel room with people. And what I found about it is it was great for people who were local, but a lot of people couldn't travel. They had, have family, they have work obligations. They really, they like their weekends at home with their family where they can do things. And so I also was finding that people from England to Germany to Brazil, etc., wanted to work with me. And so that's why I created Bestseller in a Weekend, which is a virtual boot camp, which is the live event experience, but coming from your home, where you can do it from your home, in your office. But what else I love about this weekend is not a digital download. It is not something that you go to a website and you download things and you have to really, you're left to your own devices and you have to do it yourself and you have to motivate yourself. This is a live weekend. You have me, you have a group of other business owners, and I'm holding you accountable. I'm answering your questions. We're critiquing book covers. We're critiquing titles and subtitles. This is a live weekend workshop, but done from the comfort of your home or office, whether you live in South America, whether you live down the street from me, it doesn't matter. And so I've been selling the boot camp at $497, but as a special webinar price today, I have discounted it to $297. Now, as you saw from my first slide, people are adding an additional 5 figures on average to their income. This is really a no-brainer to me. To get your book done, to have your draft book manuscript, to have the categories that you need to be, your whole strategy on how to become a bestseller on Amazon, to have that, the title and the subtitle of your book, to have interviews lined up, endorsements. I mean, this is all the stuff that we cover during the weekend. How to market your book to bestseller status. To me, this is a no-brainer. I created this special price for you, Louis, and for Sean and for your clients. I'm really super excited about it. And I think the people on this call, if they're ready to take their business to the next level, this is definitely should be part of their plans in 2013.
Yeah, I want you guys to do me a favor really quickly. I want you to type in if you are excited about completing your very own best-selling book within the next month. I want you to type in the question box if you can see the potential for what it will do for your business and your brand by having a bestseller as a book within the next month. Go ahead and type that in. I'm seeing yes, please, says Anessa. Yes, says Stacy. Chantel says yes, absolutely, says Suzanne. Victoria says yes. Let's do this, says Allison. Absolutely. I can see the potential. Yes, I'm ready, says Rosa. Lots of you are typing in your yes, you can see the potential. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys, like Alicia said, this is going to be a 3-day intensive taking action and actually getting it done. It's not going to get done unless you actually do some work. But instead of doing a year of work or 10 months of work like I did and wasting all this time and energy, Lisa's going to show you how to do it in 3 days. 3 days, you're going to do it with the cover, graphics, with the art, with everything you need to do. Then it's in 3 days. Within the next week or two, then you can have it published on Amazon and make it a bestseller. So she's going to teach you the book marketing strategies, how to format it perfectly so it's optimized in Amazon and Google. So when people are typing these keywords in, they find your book first. Okay, so she's going to teach you everything you need to know in this 3-day period. And for me, if I would have known a few years ago when I wrote my book that I could go through a 3-day weekend and pay less than $300 and have a #1 best-selling book on Amazon, I would have thought there's no way impossible you could do that, that I would have probably had to spend 10 grand to have someone help me figure out how to do this. Now, Alicia sells this for $1,600 in a live event format. And right now, you're getting it for less than $300. So this is really a no-brainer. She's got a 30-day, 100% satisfaction, money-back guarantee. So if you're not happy with this after the weekend, you're crazy, because you're going to be happy with it if you take action. But if you're not happy with it, you can have that refund. That's on you. But this is really only for people who are serious about getting a book out there. I only want you to sign up for this if you want to get a book out there in the next month, or if you at least want to get the process going. If you are going to just huff and moan and just go through the weekend and not take action, then this is not for you, and you might as well just leave this presentation right now. This is for those that want to have a greater opportunity in their business, in their life. They want to see more opportunities flood their way. They want to be on TV. They want to get more exposure. They want more press. They want to be able to increase their prices. They want more clients. They want to be valued at a higher level than they are currently. This is for people that want to become more of a thought leader and have more expertise and more credibility than the rest of their peers. So I want you guys to do yourself a favor and invest in yourself. I'm investing in my brand, in my business constantly. I'm constantly putting money back into my business. And it's the only way you're going to be able to grow. If you want to stay average and stay at the same level that you've been for the last 6 months, year, 3 years, 5 years, where you're not really increasing your income or your value to the world, then don't sign up for this. But if you really want to increase your value, then go to bestsellerinaweekend.com/special. Open up the browser and go to this right now. I'm actually chatting this in the link to the chat box, so you guys can all see it in there. You can copy and paste that. Go to bestsellerinaweekend.com/special. It's a one-time fee of $297. In my opinion, you have to have a book if you want to be known as a credible source for people in your industry, or if you want to beat out your competition. Again, if you want to stay average, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is for people that want to be above average, because when you have a book, you're more above average than the rest. If you want to stay average, that's completely fine. If you don't want to do the work, you don't want to have a book, there's no harm in that also. But this, again, is for those people that want to have more opportunities, want to have more income, and increase their prices in their business. So with that said, go to bestsellerinaweekend.com/special and sign up for this right now. Now, Alicia, for the people that I'm seeing a bunch of people who are going there right now and are getting registered. For those that are getting registered, congrats. I'm excited for you. I think you had the last time you did this, you had like 75 or 100 people sign up, and a ton of people got books done that weekend, and a lot of people were bestsellers within the next month. So if you do this and you take action, you're going to see results. You're not going to see results if you just sign up and you don't take action. So you've got to show up and commit to following the process, the proven process that Alicia is going to walk you through in this weekend. Now, can you explain exactly, right when people get signed up at bestsellerinweekend.com/special, what can they expect next? Are you going to be emailing them with information? When is the weekend?
Absolutely. They're going to get information right away. They're going to be sent to a special registration page, which is going to have the entire outline of the February 8th through 10th weekend. All the GoToWebinar sign up page. It's also going to have a link to our Facebook group so you can get started now. You'll see the graduates from the previous one. They're sharing their Amazon bestsellers and their book covers, and they're also it's such a great community. So really within the next couple hours, you are going to be on the Facebook page. You'll get the welcome email and you'll get fully registered for the weekend event. You also get pre-work. I've crafted pre-work to make sure that you are ready for the event. Because as you said, I want committed people on this call. I'm only interested in working with people who are committed. It's so important to me. I want to work with leaders. I've worked with leaders from the past. It's very important to me for people who are dedicated, not people who are going to whine or going to be in victim status and, people who don't want to do the work, because I lined out the work and it is in such a formulaic way to do it, and we're all doing it together and it's fun. So you're not only, going above and beyond average and into greatness, you are having fun doing it and surrounding yourself with the same like-minded people. So please, I want people who want to take their business to the next level, want to be considered a thought leader. No whiners, no victims, please. And this is the way I work. I'm a straight shooter. I love working with people who are bringing out their message and delivering greatness in a huge way. I think, Louis, that's why you and I get along so well. And so I'm excited to take the next level of people. I introduced you to clients I worked with who are speaking for the UN, they're keynote speaking in Washington, D.C., appearing on TV. To tell you the truth, with my connection to producers, I hand my clients books over. When I was at the Steve Harvey show, I handed 3 of my clients books over to his producers. So I'm helping my clients get booked on TV. I'm very much about community, and I'm all about, if the river rises, all boats rise. I'm about collaboration, and I'm really, truly dedicated to my client success.
Alicia, now there's a lot of questions coming in. I want to answer some of these questions really quick. However, I've already seen a lot of people getting registered. Emily from Illinois, congrats. I see someone from Ottawa, Canada, someone who probably could never make your weekend because of the travels. Anil, I think is your name is, from Ottawa. I'm seeing a few other people here. Someone, Darcy, just signed up from Salt Lake City. So a lot of people are getting registered. Here's a couple questions for you. One, a lot of people have asked this. They're busy that weekend. Can you say the exact dates of the weekend again? And a lot of them are saying they're busy that weekend. What happens if they cannot make that weekend? Is it going to be recorded? Are they going to have access to it later? What happens?
Yes, let me explain in detail. So the next bestseller in a weekend is February 8th through 10th, 2013. And what I do and what we do, my team does, is all of the webinars are recorded and put on a membership site that you can have access to during the weekend and for a lifetime. So everyone is put on the Facebook page, and then everyone is given access to the membership site, which has all of the recordings. Now, I do these on a monthly basis. So if you're not available February 8th and 10th, my next bestseller live event weekend boot camp is March, I have the date right here, it's March 22nd to 24th. So still register today to get this $297 special price, but you will be registered for the next one, which will be March 22nd to 24th, 2013. As I said before, this is not a digital download program. I think there's so much momentum, power, enthusiasm, and excitement in the live workshop. So I really encourage people to join in at this level. Come to the February 8th and 10th one. If you can't make it, we have the next one at March 22nd through 24th, 2013.
Yeah, and these are all, so someone asked where are these events going to be? These are all virtual events.
Yes.
So you're going to be receiving this information just in this same format.
Absolutely. In addition, they will see video of me. So I had a lot of people who wanted to see video of me. So I've worked with my team where they will get a webinar presentation, and you will see also a video presentation of me, which I think just adds to the the dynamic.
Yeah. So you can stay home. You don't have to travel. So you're saving all the time and energy from travel. You stay at your home, you watch this, or your office, wherever you want to be, if you're on your computer, and you go through the process watching Alicia break down step by step how to do this. So she's going to break down different modules basically live with you on webinars on how to write your cover, how to write the outline, how to write the book. Writing the book. You're going to be taking action. There'll be breaks throughout the day where you'll actually be taking action and getting this done. So this is very intensive 3 days, but you're getting everything done to create this amazing book. And that's the magic of this. It's all about taking a lot of action in a short amount of time so you can get things done. If you say, I'm just going to wait and I'll get it done in a few months, you're never going to get it done. You want to create a deadline for yourself, and doing it in 3 days really forces you to take this action. And I'm seeing a bunch of you getting signed up right now, so congrats to everyone who is. I just saw Debbie Russell from Oregon signed up. Seeing who else just got in here. Nadina from Maryland just signed up. A lot of people getting signed up right now. And again, if you can't make that weekend, sign up anyways, because you'll have access to the recordings that you can watch at any time. You could go through this the following week if you want to. So I encourage you to sign up right now. If you want to be live on that weekend, then that's what you want to do. If you can't make that live weekend, but you still want to be live, you can watch the following month and jump in there. Or you can have the recordings of this weekend that's coming up. So either way, you want to get signed up for this because it's going to encourage and force you to really get it done a lot faster than you normally would.
I would encourage them to sign up at the $297 because I sell it for $497 on my website, and I have people buying it on my website for $497. So definitely take advantage of this special.
I just saw Leanne Price from Massachusetts sign up. Congrats, Leanne. A lot of people getting signed up right now. Let me see if there's some other questions coming through. So again, if you cannot make that weekend, there will be a following weekend the next month, but you want to make sure you register because you're going to get access to the recordings in a private members area right after the weekend if you can't make it. You're also going to be joined in the private Facebook group right away. So for those that are getting signed up right now, within the next few hours, you're going to get all the information you need to get access to that. And that's the great place that you can hang out with. When you have a community of people who are doing the same thing, you can ask questions, you can get feedback on your title, you can see what their results are and all this other good stuff. So you want to make sure you join that as well. If someone's saying, Rose is saying that you only have a debit card, I think you can sign up if you have a debit card as well. So you can just type in the same information as if you had a credit card. Let me see. Other people are asking about future dates. Again, what you want to do, if you cannot make this these dates in February, you want to sign up because you'll still get access to future dates if you can't make this one. So make sure to sign up right now so that you have access and you get this at the discounted rates.
Yes. My assistant is going to, we get everyone on our email list. If you email us and say, hey, I can't, what's the next date? We will send you the next date. You just want to get in at this special price. I truly believe I like delivering this in a live workshop environment, in terms of a virtual environment. And so we'll have future workshops, but you want to get in at this price. And my assistant will send you the dates for future events if you need that.
Right. Now, Bruce is asking a question. Is this interactive or is it mostly just you presenting? How's this happening?
It's presenting and interactive. It's actually very interactive. There's questions and answers. There is a lot of people uploading their title and subtitle on the Facebook page. So you're getting interaction from me. You're getting action from members of my team and then the other people who are part of the Facebook group. So it is all done via webinar. I'm answering questions just how Lewis is doing it now. So it's interactive in that way that I am answering your questions in the webinar capacity.
Cool. And how many hours each day will it be, and what's the time process look like during the day?
Yeah, so there's one workshop on Friday. We have 2-hour increments. So we have one webinar on Friday. Then we have I believe 3 webinars, 2-hour webinars on Saturday, and then similar 3 2-hour webinars on Sunday. And between that, there's working sessions. All of these are recorded. So if you have dinner, if you're going out to have an anniversary with your husband, or if you have a kid's soccer game, you can come back and watch what we did, because what we do is we record it, and then my video person uploads it to the membership site. So if you have to step out, I'm there the whole weekend, but if you have to step out and do something, you can come back and watch the video.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other questions. Someone is asking, can you attend multiple weekends? Is that an option?
You attend one weekend, and then you have access to the membership site. So that's how it's not multiple weekends. It's one weekend, and then you have access to the membership site and all the videos. Exactly.
So even if you miss a weekend, if you can't make this first coming weekend, you can watch the next weekend, and you can get access to the recordings of whichever weekend you want that you attend or that you wanted to attend.
Yes.
So there's no point in doing multiple weekends, because you should be able to get the book done in the first weekend. So there's no point in doing multiple stuff.
Just to explain, you do one live weekend. You write your draft book manuscript, and then if you want to write another ebook, you go back to the membership site, which has all the recordings, and you can get a refresher then. It's lifetime membership to the membership site.
And can you repeat the dates for the next 2 months?
Yes, February 8th through 10th, 2013, and March 22nd to 24th, 2013.
And what are the additional costs for setting up graphics or anything else, completing the book and making sure it's up on Amazon once they write the book?
So what I do is I offer options anywhere from free to low cost to, what like industry standard is for a book cover. So for example, during the last virtual boot camp, what I do is I give everyone the opportunity to have a free or no cost option. So some people got their book covers designed on Fiverr.com. Some people are using, a $1,500 to $2,000 book cover designer. So it's very important for me is I give you the options to do it free or low cost, or, maybe what the industry standard is to have a professional person do that. So when you come to the weekend, you'll have both options. I go through all options to make sure that everyone has a price point that they need to meet, that they can meet.
Lee Freighter, I believe it is, says, thanks guys, worth staying up till 3:30 a.m. here in Manchester, England. See you on the bestseller list. So awesome stuff.
Whoa, that was code talk. Yeah. He must have signed up already.
Exactly. And this special is only available for the next 24 hours, so make sure to sign up for this right now. Otherwise, you can spend $4.97 on the site later. Let's see here. So someone is asking you, man, about the times for the days. It's 3 days, and the first day is a couple hours, and the next day is she's going to send you information about all this stuff, but you're going to have time to be on training, but then time to take action. So Shayna asks, am I correct in concluding this formula only works for how-to type of books? My book is about my art and my process. What do you say there?
This formula and the Bestseller Weekend process is for nonfiction books. So business books, self-help books, memoir-type books, how-to books, even anthologies or books that feature different authors contributing different chapters. So my specialty is nonfiction books. So if you want to write a children's book, or if you want to write a fiction book, I would say Bestseller in a Weekend is not for you. But in terms of your art process, absolutely.
Okay,
I've worked
cool.
with several interior designers and artists and photographers.
Okay, cool. Again, a lot of people are asking again about the times of the webinars during the weekend. Once you get signed up, you'll get all the information on the exact times. It'll be Eastern Standard Time zones. I'm assuming that it'll be happening. But if you can't make any specific time, they'll be recorded and up within 24 hours in the members area for you to review on your own time.
I had someone from England who was on the last bestseller in a weekend, and she attended the ones that were during the day, and there was some, because it's based on Pacific time, and we have the Eastern time, we have the time converter there, and the ones that she was asleep for, she would just wake up the next morning and get caught up on that. Some people actually woke up in the middle of the night if they wanted to do that. So it's based on Eastern Standard Time, as you mentioned, but the recordings are all there, so you're not going to miss a beat.
Cool. What about cookbooks?
Cookbooks. I have worked a lot with cookbooks, actually. I worked with a woman who wrote a cookbook. I came up with the name, actually. I love coming up with titles and subtitles of books. It was called The Deity Diet. And she was Indian and had a lot of Indian healthy recipes. And absolutely, I work with people with cookbooks. I also helped the greengrocer write. His father was the greengrocer, so we wrote the new greengrocer book. So I've worked with several people who have done cookbooks. So that's not a problem at all.
Nice. Seeing a lot of people getting signed up. So again, congrats to those who are registering right now. You're making a wise investment in yourself and your business and career. I see Jane Nagoon, I think it is, from Australia. So congrats to Jane. I see Molly King, a good friend of mine actually, down in Dallas, Texas, just signed up. I see Debbie Walker from Nevada. Congrats, Debbie. I also see Beverly Kyle from Oregon. Who else? We got a bunch of people signing up right now. Joseph Lamb from California. Mark Samosetti, I think it is, from Montreal. So we got people from all over the world registering right now. Congratulations. Teresa Ortega from Terre Haute, Indiana. And, man, more and more people are just signing up and investing in themselves. Susan O'Halloran from Evanston, Illinois. Who else we got here? Don Roseman from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Congrats, everyone. There's more people signing up right now. I just saw Allison Favar from Virginia. Congrats. So a lot of people getting signed up. And Allison looks like her website's atasteoftherapy.com, so it's probably going to be a therapy-based book, a how to do something in your life that way. So again, everyone who's getting signed up right now, you're getting it at the discounted rate. You're going to have an option to come on in the February workshop or the March one. If you want to be live, you can do February, March, or April. But again, if you miss the weekend, you'll have the recordings right after, so you could do it that week on your own time. You could just follow through the same stuff any 3 days you want to do it the next week or the following week. I urge you to try to make this first weekend. If you can't make it, then just do it on your own the following week, or sign up for the March weekend and do that route. So let's see if there's any other questions coming in. Dawn says, I cannot participate until March. I have registered, but should I wait on the pre-work until closer in March weekend? I guess you can answer that, but also Alicia will be able to follow up with everyone and give you guys some directions on what to do based on the weekend.
Yes, can I give an email address for anyone who's signing up and who would prefer to take the March one? Just email my customer service person, Cindy@AliciaDunhams.com. Cindy@AliciaDunhams.com. That is CINDY@AliciaDunhams.com.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, hopefully this has been helpful. Again, we went over about 75 minutes of a lot of great content for everyone, showing the formula that Alicia does, and it was taught on a lot of people how to create a bestseller in a weekend. We've just gone over 90 minutes, so I apologize for going over, but a lot of questions are coming in. I wanted to make sure we got to those. For anyone, if you have any other questions, feel free to email. You can email Alicia or your assistant, right? Or is there a support email for you?
Yeah, the support email is Cindy@AliciaDunhams.com.
Cool. I just chatted that in the box and go to webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to send them there. And for those that did get registered, congratulations. I'm really excited for you guys. And I want you to make a commitment to yourself. I want you to commit to going on to this live weekend and saying to yourself, I'm going to get this book done this weekend. I don't want you to say, I'm just going to go through the content and just check it out and kind of half-ass it. I really want you to focus on getting it done. Being really good and done is trying to be perfect and never getting done. My book, both of my books have mistakes in them. There's spelling errors. There's, a lot of stuff that pisses me off still. But I'll tell you what, I'm making an extra multiple six figures a year from having these books just alone. So if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be making as much as I am now, and I want to be as credible. I want to be getting on Fox News whenever I want to. I want to be in the media. I want to be getting magazines. I want to be able to guest write for Entrepreneur or Forbes. So it's very important that you get this book done and commit to yourself to taking action on what Alicia says and completing it. So I'm seeing a few more people still signing up. Congrats to those who are. And for those that don't, I encourage you to do this on your own. If you don't want the help and the ongoing support from Alicia and her private community that you'll be in right away in Facebook group, then I encourage you to try to do this on your own. For me, I know that having the best coach at doing something is going to help me get it done better, faster, and more effectively and more efficiently. Without a coach, it's much harder to get things done and staying accountable. It's just as simple as that. So to pay $297 to have one of the top coaches teaching you how to do this in a weekend, it's well worth the investment in yourself, and I highly recommend this. With that, Alicia, I'll give you kind of the final word to wrap things up, and hope you guys enjoyed this presentation.
Louis, I really appreciate you taking the time, and thank you for everyone for attending this webinar. I hope you learned so much. I hope you got inspired to write your book this year, because really, once you write that book, there's no looking back. It's a game changer. I'm working with several clients who are working on their third and fourth book. You are, again, exposed on Amazon. You have the opportunity for TV engagement. Your whole life changes as a business owner, as a business leader, when you write a book. And as I mentioned before, with the way Amazon is, it's not a question of if you write a book. It's a question of when you write a book. Because with Amazon being the #1 retail search engine, you want to make sure that you are found online on Amazon and not your competitor. So again, thank you everyone for attending this webinar. The special webinar price is $297. I would grab it now because it's available on my website for $497. So take care, everyone. Louis, thank you so much. I appreciate this, and have a happy year.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Alicia, and I'll see everyone soon and talk to you later.